I'm actually going to show you what we're having here with the TV. You turn it on, you see the light will stay flashing here for a couple seconds. It shouldn't actually take this quite long for the TV itself to turn on. I mean, you can see it just keeps flashing green for a couple seconds. And then finally, the screen sort of lights up. You can see it kind of backlit a little bit. There's just nothing. You got no audio. I'm pressing up on the volume button here. Channel, just nothing. It's a good symptom that the capacitors are actually bad on the TV itself. This LG has some bad capacitors in it. The TV just turns blank. What you want to do is you want to start removing screws like this all over the back of the TV. There's that's 4 so far. 5. They got this one here. 6, 7. Remove these 2 HDMI ports. 8, 9, and then you also have one that goes here and one that goes here. That's 10, 11, and then you have the center one right here underneath the LG logo. So that's 12, I believe. I've already taken the screws out. Just put them over here for you, so you can see. You just want to remove the back back of the TV here. I left the screws in it, just so you don't lose them. Makes it a little easier. Makes it a little easier so you don't have to refine your screws here. And then that leaves you with the back of your TV here is the actual TV. Itself. What you really need to look at is this power board right here. Be careful. Sometimes there is some residual power stuck in these boards here, and what you want to look at are these pieces right here. These are called capacitors. This is the issue that we're having with these here. Let's see if I can get this to focus in. So what you want to do is you actually want to remove this board, remove these power sources here. One here, there's this one here, and then these 2 here, and then you take these 4 screws out on the edges here. There's another one over here, and then that one here, and the board simply removes from the back of the TV very easily. Again, just be very careful when you're touching this board. There could be some residual value left in it, so kind of make sure you're not grounded when you start taking these apart here. There is power that goes to these machines here still, so a little bit held in there. So just be very careful when you take them out and take them off. And the good news is these plugins, you can't plug them in any other place, so you really don't need to separate them by anything. Just kind of make sure they're out of the way here, and then you just take these screws out here. Simple as that. Alright, now that I got all the screws out here, you see this screw hole here, this screw hole here, this one up here, and then this one up here. You want to remove the board. Be very careful again. There could be some residual value left in these boards. Don't want you to get shocked or anything. So you just want to pull up very softly. You don't want to pry or anything like that. But be very careful over here. There's a little hook that holds it down into place here. So you kind of want to pull to the to one way away from that hook there. So you separate it, and then you can just easily lift it up like so. So now that I got the board out, you can kind of look at the back side and see that there's no acid on it, from the capacitors leaking. Okay, so what you want to do here is you want to obviously have your board, a soldering iron here, which is obviously on. You're trying to get a temperature. Don't drop your phone. Recording all this here, that's a good start. And then the capacitors. I got all kinds of different good ones in here. Different type of sizes and whatnot. So now that your soldering iron is up to temperature, what you want to do is you want to actually locate your bad capacitors on the board. And if you can't really tell, but there's a little number next to each one that'll give you the ID number that you can help you find it on the back of the board here. This one here is C2 C204 is this capacitor right here. So we'll look over on the bottom side, we'll find C204, which is right here, and then you'll want to desolder these two right there. C204 right here. So what you want to do is you just want to get the solder on the back side of this board really nice and warm and actually melt it. But you don't want to melt the board itself because that will actually cause damage, and obviously you don't want damage on the board. So what I got here is this little solder sucking machine here that once you get this solder that's on this board nice and molted hot pretty much, it'll actually suck up the bad solder away from the prongs here, so you can pull it out without having usually, you know, leaving the board nice and clean. When you get that done, obviously you want to make sure your equipment is taken care of here, and you just see if I can pull this out here or not. Nope, I don't have all the solder out there, but I got, so there we go, got it out. You just pull it out like so, and once you pull it out, obviously you inspect it, make sure you know, see what the size is. This one is a 3300 volt microfarad at 10 volt. So you want to remember, obviously, you write down and remember which ones come from where, because you don't want to be putting the wrong size capacitors in the board here. So this one is C216 or is it 215? C215 is the bad one here. So we're looking on the back side here. Find C215, which is right here, and desolder it. So you just want to get this nice and hot again, and just be patient though. You don't want to ruin the thing here. Let's see if I can get this out of here now. See how it just kind of wiggles, kind of like a real loose tooth here. Pull it out. Ta-da! Another one. This one's a 2200 microfarad. So you got two different sizes here that are going bad on me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper. C215 is a 2200 microfarad 10 volt, and the other, which was C204, was a 3300 microfarad 10 volt. So this way you don't have to worry about putting bad ones or wrong size ones in and ruining your board even worse and having a possible situation with a fire. So last but not least, we're going to look at this one right here is bad, and it is C221, which if you flip the board over, it's pretty easy to find on the back side of the board. It's just right here, C221. This one's being a little more stubborn than the other two. See if we can get this out of here. This one's going to be a pain in the butt, I can tell, because it's just kind of jammed in there between some other ones here, so we'll just keep working on it a little bit by a little bit. Just take your time. There's no rush into doing this, guys. It's almost there. Let's see a little frustration here. It's really loose here. You can see that it's just getting it out. Very pain.
Should have clocked in right in.